moon in the sky. I'm looking at the moon in the sky. This shouldn't come as a surprise, but I can't sleep. War in my mind. I'm trying to fight a war in my mind. I don't know who's the winner tonight, but it ain't me. Where are you now? When my fears are worse than ever. When the night goes on forever. When I'm losing track of time. Where are you now? When I need you most.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I've got a really good video today. I can mix a tour with the supernatural. Today we are at St Martin's in Kumioi. I first visited this church about 6 months ago, and it was when I first started my channel. It was about my third week into it, so the video wasn't that good, so I always wanted to come back here to remake it. And what I've done is stuck that original video on my members only videos, so if you want to support the channel, check out the members only. On that first visit, the church did feel quite spooky, but it was only when I edited the video I actually heard a voice that I didn't hear at the time, only when I played back the video. So I kind of added that to the original video and thought nothing of it. And I only got about 200 views over the whole 6 months, and most people turn off after the first few minutes anyway, so probably no one's actually seen that footage. So later on in this video, I've actually added that little bit of footage on it, and you'll also see the few little weird things that happened when I visited today. But for the start, I'll talk about a bit of the history of this church. It's actually a 12th century one, and most of the current structure dates from the 13th century. As you can see, it's a very wonky church, and it's known to be the most crooked church in the whole of Britain. The walls don't stand straight, the corners don't meet, the church ends slant different ways. It's amazing it's still standing. Back in 1887 it had a massive restoration, and they added lots of these buttresses to keep it upright. The latest restoration was done back in 1991. The whole church is fairly simple, but like this porch you'll see lots of it really interesting stonework and monuments on the walls. The church is actually bigger than I remembered, and luckily it was a nice bright day today, as it doesn't appear to have any lights in here. There's a really nice font here, and the only information I could find says that it's medieval. I would suggest it's probably from the 12th century when the church was first made. As you could see there, I'd been in the church about 20 odd seconds, and then the door decided to close. A couple of months ago that would have really freaked me out, but since I've been coming to these churches I find so many weird things are happening around me, and I actually have come to the conclusion that I'm actually activating it. I don't think a lot of people will witness this kind of stuff, but if you watch some of my videos you'll see some really weird things happening. Like my film's always glitching, even though it's like the brand new iPhone, like state-of-the-art phone. Things glitch, there's shadows on walls, and really strange stuff that I don't notice necessarily at the same time, but I see later on, or you guys find things out and tell me. And I know there's a lot of haters out there, non-believers, who just don't believe in ghosts, which is totally fine. But if you're going to find a ghost, you know, what better place than an 800 or 900-year-old church in the middle of nowhere in the Black Mountains. And if you see here on this, it's got a very large altar, and there's a lot of ledger stones here. There's been a lot of people buried underneath this church, and I would suggest there could be like hundreds. And I'd just like to add, there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that there are plenty of ghosts in this church, but I do not feel scared. I do not feel threatened. In no way do I think these are bad ghosts in this church. And I think that's down to the fact I've done loads of research and I'm just not scared anymore. Now, does that mean that I'd happily come up here at night time and sleep here? Definitely not. I don't think I'd be very welcome then. You can kind of see how twisted this church is from this angle. The tower actually leans 6 foot over its own foundations. The world famous site, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, actually leans around 4.2 degrees. St Martin leans at 5.2 degrees. That's how wonky it actually is. And we can see even more ledger stones here, and these are from the 1600s. Now, I read that this ceiling is from the 13th century. It is absolutely amazing how it is still standing when it's twisting in both ways. Unfortunately, there's no stained glass windows here, but these windows are believed to be from the 16th century. This is probably the most famous thing about the church. This is the Cumioi cross. It's dated from the 11th century. Back in the Reformation era, it was buried to be hidden away from King Henry VIII's soldiers so they didn't destroy it. It was dug up by a local farmer in 1861 and gifted back to the church in 1935. This was then stolen and it was found in an antique shop in London and thankfully been brought back to the church again. We'll head inside the tower itself. The archway is very low, about 5 foot, so you've got to duck down to get in here. And this is where they obviously keep all the garden equipment. It's a bit of a dumping ground. Inside the tower hang 6 bells. They date from 1672, 1697. 2 of them are from 1700 and the other 2 from 1722. Unfortunately, the bells cannot be rung anymore as some of them are damaged and it's thought that the tower is not strong enough anyway. The rather nice lectern is hidden away here too for some reason. So we'll go back to the subject of ghosts. The next clip I'll show you is from my first visit, and as I said before, I didn't hear this voice at the time, only when I went back to edit the video. And straight after that clip, we come back to today when I asked a question to see if there's any ghosts that want to speak to me. Hello. Last time I came here, I didn't get you at the same time, but I came over this area and you spoke to me and you said, "This is mine."
Was it this grave you're talking about on the wall? You want to talk to me today? And let me know what you meant? This is mine. I'll see if I can film it for you.
Now, I was hoping that I had a response, but when I played the video back, there was nothing. But as you would have heard, this door made a funny noise again, as if someone was coming inside. That's why I turned around, but there was no one there, and the door didn't make any other noises the rest of the time I was here. I know the skeptics out there will put the door down to just maybe the wind blowing it shut. It's a little bit strange the way when I asked a question it started to move again. Also, that voice, where's that come from? I didn't hear it at the time. It doesn't sound like an old Welsh accent either. It's really strange. What do you guys think? Leave me a comment down below. I'm definitely putting it down to paranormal activity. I wasn't scared, but I did feel like there was someone watching me the whole time I was in that church. So thanks to everyone who watched the video. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll leave you now with a bit more drone footage.
Stare into space. It's blinding, but I can't look away. The stars connect a million ways, but I see you. Ooh, a light year away. I'm reaching, but I can't touch your face. The distance gonna make me insane. It's so cool. Where are you now? When my fears are worse than ever. When the night